Greetings everyone! Today we are talking about Looksmaxxing, and that Looksmaxxing is a lie. Okay, the Blackpillers, they've been deceived, and the Looksmaxxers are deceived as well. It's all a giant retard fest that's going on, and it's a cycle. And really, this whole Looksmaxxing trend, and the Blackpillers, it's really a symptom of the toxic culture that we live in. Okay, we don't live in great times right now. Things are a bit shitty if you're not aware of it already. But let's start with Austin Wayne.
No. Wait. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell out there?
Austin Wayne flies to Mumbai, like India, literally to aura farm. Play the clip. So he literally records himself walking around and zooming in on the people looking at him. And black pillars look at the video, they go and like literally almost cry and feel sad because they never get that kind of attention. But all I see is just this craving for attention. And I see insecurity. And from Robert Greene's The Laws of Human Nature, it talks about extremes as being a cover-up for something. So his extreme, his extreme for wanting to show off his beauty, it just shows that craving for attention. That he craves that attention. So like, it's very plausible to think that, and it's very plausible to then assume he probably didn't get a lot of love or attention as a child. Okay, I'm just pointing out there, and maybe he deserves some sympathy for that. But that shit is fucking cringe. It's like, bro, he's literally like made 4 different videos just recording himself getting attention. Like, brother, what are you up to?
What the hell? What the hell?
Okay, the problem with the Blackpillers is that, and the problem with Looksmaxxing itself, is that they have to incorporate the belief, that the way that you look defines your intrinsic value and your self-worth, which it does not, which is like a crime. It's like the most shallow and vain thing. But there's statistics on Tinder, and then and the black pillars take this as law, and then their whole worldview is just based around fucking Looksmaxxing, which is fucked up. And the black pillars, they just despair. They despair so much that they think it's over because they aren't good looking. And because they think it's over, what do? They literally goon all day. Seriously.
Since you like that,
food fudas on straight women now, because I don't like seeing foreign guys doing that to women anymore.
So you watch what now? What do you watch now? What do you watch?
It's not gay if you only watch them plow the cis girl, the fuda, the tranny plow the girl.
Man, you see what your life has come to, bro?
Like, what is going on? It's fucked up. And the reason why this annoys me so much and why I'm so concerned about it is because of the spiritual belief. Well, it's true that we are all interconnected. And the fact that, there's so many young men out there that think Looksmaxxing is like a really important thing. And then now there's like incels that just want to fucking kill themselves. And they succumb to despair because they think it's over. Because they believe that Looksmaxxing determines their self-worth, which it does not.
All right, I just got to cut up my face, okay? I know it sounds crazy, but I have to literally change my face in order to be seen as human.
And because they despair, because the universe is connected, that trickles its way back to me. And, we can't have more motherfuckers despairing. especially in these times. And you know, society is already feminized enough. There is already a complete lack of good masculinity. And then there's so many fucking YouTube channels about looksmaxxing. There's this spiritual belief which I feel very strongly about. It is service to others, okay? I think when you can sincerely devote yourself to service to others, I think that's when you're closest to your higher self-actualization. You know, that's when you're the most Christ-like. You know, that's when you're the most spiritual. And looksmaxxing is just the most vain, self-serving thing that you can do. My belief is, and you know, I don't know what it's like to be an incel and to be really bad looking. So this is just my point of view. But my belief is that the self-image is so much more important. And the self-image, you know, it's about your internal beliefs about yourself, which is way more important. You know, women care about power and status more than they care about looks. And just because, you know, there's dating statistics like on Tinder that show if you're prettier, you get more matches. That's not real life. And then to assume that your life is over because you're not handsome is just ridiculous based off statistics that come from Tinder. And then there's the cries of misery, the Blackpill channel, the Blackpill channels, which just spread their misery and then despair. Like, it's actually a certain amount of cowardice just to give up like that and just to assume it's over. You know. But yeah, my perspective is the Looksmaxxers and the Blackpillers, two sides of the same coin. Both are in spiritual debt and they both need to seek truth, because looksmaxxing is not the truth and it's mainly a waste of time. But, big but, and this point is very important, beauty in itself is a very important and fundamental and intrinsic thing to the human spirit, to everywhere. Beauty is important. It's important to present yourself in the best you can. It's important to have a beautiful room, to make things beautiful. But to obsess over something like looksmaxxing is utterly vain and a waste of time. The story of Narcissus. Let me tell you the story quickly. It was a man on a quest. He was on some sort of quest, and he had a beautiful girl waiting for him. And he goes by a lake, and he looks into that lake and he sees a reflection of himself. He loses his whole sense of reality and loses himself in his own reflection, and he drowns. Okay, and he drowns, losing what is important about life. And that story is what? 4,000 years old? A 4,000 years old story, which is still relevant today. Okay, learn from the old wisdom. Yeah, looksmaxxing ain't it, guys. Hope you enjoyed.